Hello, it's Erica of Arab Arts. We're keeping our fingers crossed because my internet just cut out for a quick second. Could be the wind, who knows? So it is Sunday demo, and it's Sunday demo that is actually on Sunday. Very exciting. Today we're going to be making a Mother's Day bat. I'm going to call it Mother's Day Bouquet. As you might guess from glancing at the colors, you might be able to see over here. Also finishing up my tea, which has gotten a bit tepid. It's sort of room temperature, but we are going to finish it because it's the Lapsang Susong, which I can never say properly, but the smoky tea. I really like it. Spent the morning doing dishes and laundry, playing with the cat, who actually was not as clingy as she normally is. Talk about that more in a second. And just sort of doing some emails, working through some stuff. Yum. And of course, planning what I was going to make today. So we'll put that on the floor. I hope I don't kick it. Okay. I also gave Sebastian I just gave him some squirts of the forced air and I wore a mask this time. So he's a little bit better. He's probably going to be a little squeaky, but not nearly as squeaky as he has been. And before I tip you down for the full view, I'm going to talk about what we're going to use. My base is going to be this gorgeous Targhee. It's, I don't think it had a name. It's from Melissa's Yarn Barn. I got a bunch of her Targhee. And so I'm going to make 2 of these bats. So it's nice and bouncy and Targhee-like. It's sort of this lavender periwinkle color, more purpley than blue, but it's got some whitish spots in it too, so it should blend together nicely. In the purple family, I've got this purple bamboo. Also got this sort of blue-purple fire star. And then in the greens, I've got some green bio nylon. Garden will go really well. Okay. And then for some other pops of color, I have this sort of raspberry colored Angora from Windsor Farms Rabbitry. And then I'm going to pick out some mohair locks. These are kid mohair from Creative Ripples by Lisa. So probably like, not like the oranges and stuff like that, but like the blues and the greens and the purples. We're just going to put a few in there. Okay. I don't know if you can see back. Yeah. Trying to see where you're looking. So you can see over here, I've got room to make another one of those box of macaroon bats, which I may do later today. We will see. I'm trying to accumulate a lot because obviously I've got Ileana Fire Festival, which I leave for Friday morning. I need to check to see when moving in is. It's like 5.5 to 6 hour drive. And of course, Google Maps wants me to go all on 80 and pay the tolls, which are, they're not bad. It's like $100, but I'm just like on principle, and I don't like driving around Chicago. So I think I'm going to go to Joliet and then drop onto 30 and just go 30 all the way across and then like pop down, whatever that highway is. It's like one exit to get to Crown Point. So that's the plan. Then I'm going to come back on. I haven't decided how I'm coming back yet. And so I'm going to have more bats for that. And then, of course, the week after that is a waffle weekend, and I'm on Friday afternoon. So I need more bats for that. And then the week after that is Hoosier Hills, which I drive out on Thursday very, very, very early in the morning because I have to be there by 2 p.m. on Thursday to set up. And so I need for that. And then I have a break after that. So, okay, let's get you set up over Sebastian. The sunlight. Okay, we just had pouring rain like 10 minutes ago. So it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. And there were no northern lights last night. There were northern lights on Friday night. I did see them vaguely with my camera when I was in Perry. And some people back here in Waverly got some really nice shots. I was just in the middle of town, so there was no way to sort of see it. And I certainly couldn't see them from the van where I was sleeping. Because I was in a public parking lot, so there were some lights and all that. Okay, so we're going to take the Targhee, we're going to tease it out, and we're going to get started. So, the non-clean... Okay, and now I'm warm again. Hang on one second. Got the ceiling fan on in both rooms, actually. And it's been... I just... Let's just say I was sweating profusely this past weekend. I mean, it is warm out. It's like 80 degrees or something. But this past weekend, there wasn't good air circulation in the hotel, and because I'm moving all the stuff around. And I was so happy I packed that I think I posted a photo of that little green fan that I have. It's battery operated, it's got USB, and you can plug it in the wall. And I did that. And I was so glad I had that at my booth, because I was just drenched. Okay, so there's our nice little layer. Yeah, and so I think, so my cat sitter came over yesterday morning to take care of Heloise and give her, the ear scritches, which is, she loves doing the ear scritches and all that. But I think because I left on Friday, like early afternoon, and then I came back Saturday night, I wasn't gone so incredibly long, because I'm starting to come back the night for shorter trips. Come back the night I tear down as opposed to waiting. And so that has, I'm not as gone as long. So I think she doesn't miss me as much. But of course, Mary, my cat sitter, is also a great person. So she gets all the loving she needs. Eloise, by the way, is downstairs sitting in a sunbeam. Last time I saw her, she was bathing. So I'm just painting on that Angora. Nice sort of mauve-ish color there. Okay, let's do the Firestar next. Actually, no, let's do the Bio Nylon next. I can't remember if I put pictures up. If anyone follows me on my own page, there were pictures of the van. And the ottoman that I slept on is actually normally right over there. So I have this space in the room. And I'm probably not going to continue to use the ottoman in the van, because it takes up quite a bit of room. And it's great for insulation, because the van is not insulated. So as I'm lying on it, it's protecting me from that. But it is not cushy. It is firm. And while firm is good, in terms of mattresses, it just doesn't have enough give. So I'm not sure, but I don't want to, I like having this space clear over here. I'm already going through all these things I could do with that space. Because it certainly is at a premium. Okay, let's get some Firestar. Here's the end. I'll be doing a Mother's Day post later today. Though I have received a couple of Mother's Day greetings since I am Heloise's mother. Oh, see, he's still making some squeaks. Okay, now we get to pick out the colors. Let's do, what's that one? Okay, let's do, got a purpley one here. Let's do all these here. Got some blues. I'm just going to open up the cut end, the butt. That. Just so it grabs well. Oh, that's a great color combo. So I'm, let's put those two and see what they look like. And my mother passed many decades ago. Last century, in fact. And so I usually don't do a lot on Mother's Day. Occasionally I used to send my dad a Mother's Day card, but he was like, why are you doing that? But yesterday was also my mother's birthday. which I as a child, and actually maybe as an adult too, I could never remember because it was always so close to Mother's Day that I could never keep it straight. Because someday her birthday was actually on Mother's Day. And so it just got, but of course Mother's Day moves because it's always the second Sunday. So isn't that nice? I like that. So it just got really hard to remember. Because I'm one of those people who remembers things sort of by association, or sort of relationally, I guess. Target is so wonderfully soft. I'm also in the process of setting up a carding art bats workshop at my guild. So if you are localish, you might consider. I've already got a couple students signed up. This is the workshop that I also teach out in Colorado at the Small Acre Farm, the Fiber Arts Front Range Fiber Arts Bash. Let's do the purple. On this side first. Oh, excuse me. So if you are interested, it will be on June 9th. Sorry, June 8th, Saturday. June 9th is a Sunday. June 8th from 9 to 4 p.m. So it's a 6-hour with a break for lunch. And it's being held at the Northeast Iowa Weavers and Spinners Guild. And we're right next to Hy-Vee. So there's a grocery store you can go get food at. Plus we have a microwave and fridge, so if you want to bring something, you can do that as well. And let's see this one next. I haven't forgotten anything. And the cost is $100, and that includes all materials. So you're going to walk away with a bunch of bats at a good deal, actually. Plus a small amount, 15% of that fee will also go to my guild to help with our maintenance of our building and so forth. Making sure nothing has fallen through. Oh, yes. Last one of our locks. Oops. Over here. Yep. Something a little crunchy. So you'll get to try out a number of different carders. You'll get to, so Sebastian will be there. Cadfell will be there. Fancy Kitty Carter that I still haven't named will be there. Tina, the Canadian one, will be there. Squirt will be there. And my guild has a Louette. I have put out the call in the guild to see if anybody else has a Carter I could borrow. Because the more Carters I have, the more students I can cover. I'll put one more over here. So right now I can take 6. If I get more Carters, I can take more students. I already have 2 students signed up. So there's space for 4 at this current time. And I will probably or possibly teach it again in September if there's interest. Get the bamboo on here. If I put the Angora on the last round. Haven't unloaded the van yet. I did get up when I woke up. Let myself sleep. Went to bed fairly early, like 11, which is really early for me. I got home like at shortly after 9 last night. And I thought about going out to see if there were northern lights. And then I decided, no, I didn't want to put my shoes back on and get more dressed. And then it turns out that other people went out looking for them and they couldn't see any. So I saw a little bit on Friday night because we were in the center of town, so there was a lot of light pollution. So did that. Let's do this color. But finally got up about 8:30 this morning, and immediately went out to the van because it was Mother's Day, so I didn't know if any of my neighbors were having family over. And so immediately moved the van to the front of my building so that when I do get around to unloading, I mean, last night when I got home, I took out the, Brigade came in, and the food bag came in, and, the water bottle, and what else came in? Another purple one. There we go. There's a purple one. Let's get another purple one. Yeah. And most everything, a lot of stuff's just going to stay in the van, but I need to get the Thermarest sleeping pad out because I rented that, so I have to return that tomorrow. And I'm going to probably take the ottoman out because I'm not going to... Well, I might sleep in the van when I'm headed home. I'm not going to be able to sleep in the back. I'm going to just have to sort of sleep in the seats. Let's put this one over here. Oh, hang on. I feel a little bit of EM somewhere. So I can get it out. Let's just put this one. Isn't that great colors? Let's just put that one right there. So I want to take that stuff out and like my suitcase because I was like, it doesn't matter if I leave the suitcase in the car. So I'll get that stuff out tonight. I also saw a room. I got to take the recycling into the recycling center at some point this week, so I actually need room to put that in the car. Feeling a little full. It's actually not that bad. Tomorrow I also have to contact the Handweavers Guild of America. I had tried to sign up to do Marketplace Mondays in May, or whatever they were calling them, where the convergence vendors get to like 10 minutes. And I tried to sign up, and there were some tech issues having to do with, Erica is a member with a professional membership. Ergo Arts is not. Ergo Arts has an organization categorization that they had to create for me to become a convergence vendor, and they're not linked. And so it won't let me sign up because I'm not a member, but I am a member. And so I think just something when they got set up, because I had someone at HGA help me get them set up. And so I think there was just an issue or something. So I need to talk to a real person to do that. And I just kept forgetting to do it last week. So I'm hoping I can still do a Marketplace Monday. Where we talk about what we're going to bring, what we have available, and all of that. So my assessment of Perry, it was what was interesting was sort of this slow but steady traffic. Perry's about the same size as the city I live in. There are no towns in Iowa. Everything is a city. That's how they categorize everything. Or I think there is like a hamlet. There's unincorporated areas. There's townships, which are like big, huge rural areas, which I think are the unincorporated areas. And then there is cities. So, new one here. So Perry's about the size of Lamb. I mean, it seems to be kind of cool. They got a couple independent like coffee shops. The hotel that the event was at was this great sort of craftsman style thing, Frank Lloyd Wright type of thing. Really cool fixtures and all of that right downtown. They have solar panels. The city owns solar panels in a number of places, including the parking lot I slept on Friday night. There seems to be a nice library. There's a little museum. They seem to have a lot of events and so forth. And so there were some people who stopped by just because, they were visiting the town. And then others who were sort of just sort of like, oh, we live in town, but we don't know what this fiber thing is, so let's come and find out. Those are always fun. You could do a little fiber arts education. And then we had the people who came in for the day for the Fiber Festival. It's like a half an hour drive or so to Des Moines, so it was really close to that. And then there were the people who had already been there for several days because the sponsor for it, I'm going to mispronounce this, Etier, the French word for studio. I think it's Etier 1109 or 1106. I'm pretty sure that's their street number. They were the ones who ran it. Ashley and Carrie, and I don't remember the names of anybody else. So I think this is going to be the last layer. I don't think I'm going to fit anything else on. And so there were people who'd been at the retreat, though some of them were in classes most of the day. And their theme was Alice in Wonderland, so hence that those yarn bombing photos that I posted. Okay, it's definitely fuller right in there. I think I'm going to do the Angora before I do the green, because the green will trap everything on there. That looks like that can be spread out a bit more. There. So yeah, I mean, at the very end was dead. It's always that way at almost every festival, right? Yeah, particularly like the people coming in who didn't know what was going on, and so like, you know, they were just maybe checking into the hotel and were like, oh, there's something going on. Like, we close at 4. And they're like, oh, it's 3:30. Okay. So there was a large room in the front where the majority of vendors were. There was sort of this atrium foyer area where there were 2, and then there was this meeting room. They all ran together, where there were 4 of us in there, and that's where I was. And they particularly gave me that space because there was enough walls so that I could have all my stuff up there. Okay, let's do the green next. And so I sold 1 bat. I sold 1 skein of yarn. I almost ran out of everything in the bat bar. The bat bar was decimated. There's kind of a big clump there. Fix that. Yeah, so the bat bar was very popular. People were like, oh, I'm going to try this. Oh, let me try that. And then I sold a lot of clothes. In fact, out of all the jackets I have dyed up, I only have 1 left. Okay. Sold a couple of dresses, and I sold like 3 jazzy jumpsuits. Okay, let's pick some colors for the outside. Purple there. Let's do another green. Not that one. That one's just a little too bright. Oh, a different color. Let's do that one. And that one. And let's see if I can find another purple. Or blue. Blue might be nice. There's a blue. A little pink on the tip. We can do that. So yeah, so originally I thought, well, I'd go start today and start it low, and I was just like, be reasonable. You're not going to make it into the dye lab today, so just go tomorrow. So I'll wait to return my sleeping pad, and then I will head down to the dye lab and start a load. I do have 2 commissions that I have to put those over here. 2 commissions that I have to work on. Tear that in half and split the difference there. Okay, there is our Mother's Day bouquet. Let's get some paper out. Let's use that one. Get our pen. And we'll go Mother's Day. Okay. And then you know it's going to be layered, and then I'll write all the ingredients down there. And get the scale out. And if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to guess on the weight. See how well your bat estimation skills are. I'm trying to find where the doffer stick was. There's the doffer stick. Okay. So we're going to break the bat. Yeah, I sold a little bit of jewelry. I sold a couple of stitch marker sets. I sold a bit of jewelry. Actually, no, I did sell. I sold 1 art bat and 1 single series bat. Sold a couple of the bags. Sold Rachel wrap. A couple people looked at the stuff bags, but they didn't buy them. Okay. Let's pull this off. A little bit sticking here, so we'll take out our knitting needle. It's kind of hard because it's a pale color, and against the light blue, so that slate blue, whatever we call this color, gray. It's you can't see it as well, though. I must say I like the carding cloth that is with this background. The Ashford carding cloth, which is usually that red, I do not like that at all. There's just something about it I can't see properly with it. I don't know why. It's just something that's the way it is. Just trying to be really clean. Okay, there we go. Okay. This is what Mother's Day bouquet looked like. Look at that. All those fun colors. Okay. So I'm going to weigh it. And then I'm not going to get to, I won't fluff and fold it till later, because the area I normally do that with has stuff on it right now. So I'm just going to take it like this and roll it up. I'm going to tear this out. Stuff it in there. Okay. So this is 2.78 ounces. Okay. I'll write that down. And the number came back again. Yay! So 2.78 ounces. Yeah, I couldn't get any more of that Target on there. And it's layered. Write down price. And then I have enough room on here to write the next one. So I'll make another one of these. I don't know if I'll get photos of this today, because as you can see from my hair, it's very bright over there. And that's where I normally take the photos. So I probably won't get photos until later, though I will fluff and fold it. I've tried doing it out in the hallway, and I just don't get it good. The color's not good. So that is it for today. I may pop on late. I do have a very tiny, well, it's not tiny. I have a little festival haul, specifically with the other shows coming up, and I have to pay. The renewal for Shopify comes up next week, or this coming week. So I was like, I got enough for that, but I want to make sure I have enough for gas money and hotel and everything when I head out to Ileana. So you'll be seeing me. I'll be popping up, showing a few other things. I got a few more photos from this weekend that I'll put up as well. Otherwise, I wish everyone who is a mother or is active as someone's mother or grandmother or anything like that a very happy Mother's Day. And I will see you all around on Facebook.